All right, hello and welcome back to the AGDI remake of King's Quest II. We just acquired the water or birth gem from the undersea realm, and now we need to find where we can uncover the next gem in line, which will be the air gem. So, also known as the growth gem. What we're going to start by doing is heading back to town, and there's a couple of books that we want to read. The last couple we're going to read. The first one is I'm actually not even 100% certain. I think it mostly pertains to things that fully come out in
Yes?
the Mask of Eternity.
Another good book?
Or it may simply be purely new things that
There!
AGDI is trying to add to the lore just in terms of their own remakes. As of now, they've come out with King's Quest 3 and I believe are working on 4. But let's read through this.
This book is entitled Legends. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
Legends. Daventry's first king, known to many as Legenimor, is as much an enigma of history as he is woven into the fabric of legend itself. Though his passing occurred nearly 1,000 years ago, it remains somewhat unclear as to the manner of his death and what became of the power he wielded. Historians do know that Legenimor was a powerful magician, or a wizard, as he might be called nowadays. He is largely credited with bringing, along with his kind, magic and civility to Daventry and the surrounding world. According to legend, during what was arguably the bloodiest war Daventry has ever seen, Legenimor sought to commit his awesome power to the cosmos. It is believed that he blamed himself for the extent of the Grand War, in particular the magic that had been used to exacerbate the death toll. He therefore chose to render himself mortal, an action that would prove to be his last. However, legend would also suggest that his power may be attainable if only one were to perceive and understand how and when. This is evidenced by a parchment located just a few centuries ago and dated 30 years after the first king's death. Look at that. If seeketh you the power of Legenimor, thou shalt be well appraised. It will not be an easy task. From the path thou may be swayed. For in great Daventry lies the means for which it may be found, belonging to one who rules the land, by one who wears the crown. From this circle nature springs, from royal thoughts thus sown. Though woe betide the unjust thief who claims it for his own. In this great land 'tis known to rest the corpse of Legenimor, who died defending his home turf in the longest, fiercest war. His great mistake, which sealed his fate, he cast his magic aside, up high into the heavens, which forever stretches wide. But the search may be rewarding for the seeker of this power, as its apex soon approaches, when cometh the darkest hour. Hark! Spy sun and moon and planets, as all of them align. The one prepared for the ascension will surely see the sign. Power thus can then be granted to just one from this great tool. If one be thee, then thou shalt be the everlasting jewel. Interesting. The first king's brother, Morgelion, I think, was also presumed killed in the Great War. Legenimor's loyal first knight and successor, Grandthethor, which I believe was the name of our ship, ruled over the realm for nearly 50 years. He sired a number of children who either remained to guarantee the continuation of the royal bloodline or set forth to build kingdoms of their own. All right, now we have one more book to read.
Yes?
Could you recommend another good book?
There!
Round 2.
This book is entitled Power, Politics, and Pulpits. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
This is much more directly related to our game here. Power, politics, and pulpits. In many lands, the church and state have long shared a mutual distrust of one another. While the state is responsible for the wealth and security of the realm, the church's concern is for the moral standing of the population. It is said that when one intrudes upon the domain of the other, discord is inevitable. In no other place has this been more unpleasant than Kalima. The feud between the two institutions there dates back many decades. In the days of the late Count Krastrom, the Lord of Kalima spoke openly of the need for change, chiefly regarding the education of the common people. The Church of the Faith maintained that the simple people were of the land. They knew their rightful place, and thus their path was secure. Years later, the young and idealistic Count Kaldor, Krastrom's heir, declared that the Church of the Faith had purposely been holding the people back, retaining their ignorance of literature and the wider world for their own selfish benefit. Naturally, the Church resented this insinuation and in turn declared Kaldor a heathen. At that time, the mood of the population had tensed. Stability in the realm had weakened as dissension between the church and state rose. It may have continued to do so had the situation not been annulled by tragedy. The Count felt a terrible injury while in the forest one night, which later proved fatal. While it expressed its condolences to the family of the fallen lord, the Church of the Faith asserted that only through its own vision for Kalima, not the rulers, could the people find their true path. It is a curious point to note that no new leader has been chosen to replace Kaldor, though it has been many years since his passing. When questioned about this, the townsfolk are likely to either ignore the inquiry altogether or cast a furtive glance in the direction of the now inaccessible castle. Alright, and with that, we are actually done with the library altogether. However, we didn't really look before, but there's this other shop here in town, and if we had tried to come earlier, it would have said, like, we don't wake up this early, or something of that nature, I forget exactly. But we can go in there now, and we can have a little look around before we chat.
You are inside a cute little antique shop. Old furniture and knickknacks clutter the place. Against the wall, a low bench displays an assortment of items.
Now, there's a few interesting things here that we can look at, some of which I'm not even sure why they're here. We can look at this guy first.
Ah, dragonfire! Oh, no, wait. It's just a mounted dragon head. Whew.
Anyway, so there's a harp.
It is a tiny harp. How cute.
And then this hat.
It is a red sorcerer's hat.
And I assume that these are references, but I'm honestly not even certain to what. Now this, I do know.
Apparently, this interesting-looking item is a Model DX cartridge retrieval unit. Quite a useful little device. In another time and place.
That is obviously a Space Quest reference. This guy.
A strange cylindrical and slender container sits high upon the shelf. The markings on it read 7-Up. What on earth is that thing?
And then, of course, down here...
A large and incredibly hefty-looking mallet is propped up against the shelf. A small engraving on its head reads, Broggy.
Which is obviously Quest for Glory 1. Now, we can chat with this young lady here.
Good
or not so young.
What can I do for you, dear?
Hello. Do you sell anything that would aid in ascent up a mountain?
Unfortunately, I do not sell climbing equipment, or anything of that sort. This is really a specialist store.
Oh.
However, I do have an item which you might find useful. This lamp is said to contain a genie. Never tried it myself, of course. I do not believe in using magic to solve my problems. Nature has made us as we are, and we should be glad of that.
How much for the lamp?
The old lady hesitates. You sense she wants more from you than your money. You hope it is not anything that you will regret.
Well, seeing as how you are a man who seems adept at taking care of himself, perhaps you could do a small favor for me?
Somehow, you knew she was going to say that.
I once owned a beautiful nightingale, quite rare around here. But the sentimental value far outweighs its monetary worth. That foul old witch Hagatha has stolen it from me. Probably to use in some concoction or another.
Her nose screws up in disgust.
So, if you could be a sweetie and retrieve it for me, I will trade you. The lamp for the bird. Agreed?
Well, I will see what I can do.
Do be careful. If Hagatha should spot you out of her good eye, then you'll be in for it.
Alright, let's see if she can tell us anything else.
You have nothing more to say at this time.
Oh, fair enough. Well, then let's head off to Hagatha's. See if we can uncover a little birdie. And while we're there, maybe we'll see if we can make a certain event happen. One that you may well be familiar with from the original version. Just gonna walk on and off the screen 5 or 6 times just to see if it'll happen. Might be something that you have to do earlier, I'm not sure. Well, the reasonable thing to do would be to pause and do this, but that's just crazy. Ah, there we go. It goes on longer than I would have anticipated. Alright, now, if we remember what Possum told us, she said that a blue light, or rather, her grandma was having dreams and saying in her sleep that, a blue light will hurt the bat or something of that nature, and now we have this big blue glowing gem. So let's try and see if we can get past this bat charm that's blocking our way.
The bat symbol begins to glow as you approach, but subsides a little as it senses the blue light of the birth gem. However, the black glow is still present. You will need to focus the blue light directly onto it if it is to have a pronounced effect.
All right, so let's take a look at this skull here. And we see
it is a human skull with a radiant blue stone wedged into its eye socket.
Looks an awful lot like Bonehead. Whereas over here,
it is a human skull with large eye sockets.
We have a skull with no blue, so maybe we can put this in here and focus it that way.
As you attempt to place the birth gem into the skull, you discover that it does not fit properly. Instead, it juts out uselessly like a bulging eyeball.
Maybe we can tap it in a little bit.
You gently tap the birth gem with the mallet, hoping not to break it. It budges only slightly. You give it a harder hit. It moves a bit more. You hold your breath and give the gem an almighty thwack. It pops into the skull.
Almighty thwack. All right, now we need to adjust the angle so it's focused on the bat.
As you face the skull towards the image of the bat above the cave, you notice that its wing has faded slightly. However, you suspect that whatever danger the bat represents is still in effect.
We can also focus this blue light.
You turn the rightmost skull so that it faces the bat symbol above the cave entrance. The power of the two skulls combined has caused the bat symbol to disappear. You sense whatever danger it represented has now subsided.
All right, so we're going to go inside here, and there's 2 things to keep in mind. One, we learned that Hagatha apparently has 1 good eye and 1 bad eye, so if we stay to her bad side, maybe we'll be a little bit safer. And the other thing is that we are going to be on a little bit of a timer in here.
As you enter, you are almost overwhelmed by the foul stench which molests your nostrils. It is obviously coming from whatever Hagatha is cooking in that large cauldron of hers. There are some things of interest on the other side of the cave, but you have no means of crossing over there safely at this time. A caged nightingale sits on the floor near the northern cave wall. The light from outside barely penetrates the interior of this cave. So long as you keep your distance, Hagatha shouldn't notice you.
Oh, good. Now, there's a couple things we can't get at.
It is a crystal ball, fairly standard equipment for those of the magical persuasion.
And over here.
A glass dome, semi-spherical in shape, sits on the table. It reminds you of a shakeable snow dome toy that you once owned as a child.
So, we can't go that way because that seems to be her good eye. So, we're going to stay around the outside here. Search this cloak.
Being as quiet as a mouse, you slide your hand inside the cloak to discover a deep pocket. Amongst sticky and disgusting spell ingredients, you find a tiny silver key and a peculiar golden ring-shaped device.
Alrighty. Now we're going to keep going around. So, we have until she finishes saying this little spell. Once she's done, she'll notice that we're here, so we got to move a little quickly. First, we're going to cover this bird with a cloth.
You silently drop the cloth over the cage.
And then we will unlock it with the key we just found in that coat.
You slide the silver key into the lock. It fits. You turn it silently, and the chain falls to the ground.
Pick it up.
Without making a sound, you take the nightingale into your possession.
And then we're going to make our way over to the door.
Complexion, young and fresh.
And as soon as she finishes, I'll leave. But you get a second or two after she's done to get out.
Reverse its sail.
One more line.
All I need is a sweet nightingale.
Away! All right. So we have escaped. First thing we need to do is get our gem back.
You strike the skull with all your strength, and it shatters easily. The birth gem clatters to the ground, along with a multitude of bone fragments.
Get our gem. There we
You
go.
reacquire the birth gem.
And then we want to take this cloth off the cage
You remove the cloth from the cage.
and take a look into the cage.
Looking at the bottom of the cage, you find that a letter has become stuck to it. You peel it off.
Take a look and see what this letter says.
You read the letter.
Some references to several other games here. So, my dear sister, it has been a while since my last letter to you and quite an age since we last spoke. Such are the busy lives we lead. I know of your preoccupation with eliminating your competition and wish you well in that ongoing endeavor. As for my part, the servant I have owned for the past 17 years is soon to come of age. It will almost be a shame to kill this one, for he is quite adept at his chores, but the tradition must be observed at all times. So, if that's not obvious, this is clearly a reference to King's Quest III. Anyway, I shall require a replacement in the not-too-distant future. Perhaps I should think up a new name for my next slave, though it is that much easier when I need only remember one. I've asked the father to notify me at once, should he hear of any likely candidates. Speaking of which, though it is in no way my place to question the will of the father, for surely he has the best interest of all his followers at heart, does he not spend so much time locating that item of legend which he has been seeking for almost a millennium? While he is not to be second-guessed, I do wonder, is he so assured of its existence that he is willing to turn his attention away from his flock for so long a time? As for our remote brother, he seems increasingly interested in the ladies these days. I believe he has an eye on a royal couple who are expected to conceive a girl within the year, or so the signs say. I must confess, if he's prepared to wait so many long years for the child's maturation before abducting her, then he has far more patience than I. So I think that that's a reference to Kalima and, or not Kalima, Cassima and King's Quest V, when she was abducted, and we discover that at the end, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm pretty sure. I await your reply, dear sister, and hope that this letter finds you well. If you have the chance to speak with the father, perhaps you will inquire of his commitment to this item he seeks. I would advise the utmost discretion, naturally. Your loyal and by far the better sibling, F.
The letter puzzles you, but you put it away and continue your quest.
Now, since we have the nightingale, we should clearly go and return it to its rightful
You
owner.
have run into an evil enchanter. Get out of here fast before he turns you into something.
Maybe someday we'll find some way to deal with that enchanter. I don't know. Or we could just keep running. Alright, so as we enter town, we can go back to the shop and hand over our nightingale.
You offer the nightingale to Angelina. The sheer elation on her face almost makes the whole risk worth the while. She snatches it from you and proceeds to fuss over the bird. You wait for a moment, but it seems she no longer notices you.
If you don't mind, about the lamp you promised me in trade for the nightingale?
The shopkeeper looks up at you vaguely. She gradually remembers that there is another being in her world.
Yes? Oh, yes, take it. You'll have no beginning of use with it.
Don't you mean no end of use?
Of course. Whatever you say, dear.
You hear Angelina muttering cheerfully to herself as she exits.
Finally, I have the final ingredient for that marvelous youth potion. I'm going to beat you to the punch, my dear Hagatha. Serves you right for hoarding this sweet, juicy thing to yourself.
You feel a nauseous tinge in your stomach. Well, at least the lamp is now yours.
That was unexpected. Pick up the lamp here.
You take the old lamp.
You might have seen a little hitch there. I was going to end the video here, but actually I think we're going to do just a couple of more things just to keep this one and the next one a little more balanced.
The paper is
So let's rub this lamp here and see about our genie.
You wait expectantly, but nothing happens. You're about to give it another try when a small puff of smoke appears at the end of the spout. It clears, revealing a
Genie?
note. As you remove it, the lamp disappears. You read the scroll.
To the unlucky fool who bought this lamp. As you may have gathered, this lamp no longer contains a fabulous genie, as my former master, praise him in his greatness, has released me with his final wish. However, as a consolation, please be advised of the following. The shopkeeper is not to be trusted. She dabbles in the black arts and keeps rather distasteful company. May these words reveal what lies beneath, and may your findings lead you to a higher position in life. So hard like a stone and white like the snow stands silent the man who guards what's below. May you forever know the beauty of freedom. Signed, Nibor Simowil, Genie, which is an anagram for Robin Williams, who obviously played the genie in Aladdin, the original Aladdin. So the little poem slash riddle there. White as snow, hard as stone, standing guard is referencing this statue over here, which if we look at...
You examine the statue up close. Aha! There is a hidden latch on it.
We'll pull the latch.
You flick the latch. A trap door opens up in the floor.
Let's head down.
You close the trap door behind you.
See a note here we can take a look
You
at.
see a letter on the desk. You read the letter sitting on the desk.
Angelina, once again, I put to you an invitation to join our illustrious community. Unsurprisingly, you have heard of its reputation through other channels. I personally encourage you to give it serious thought. We are not only interested in new membership from the mages of this world. This invitation goes out to all who believe that, when the appointed time comes, only the faithful will be rewarded. The rest of those poor, unenlightened fools will perish. All that is asked in return is complete allegiance to the Father. He has guided us from the beginning, and his power is far older than most. I know you are hesitant due to concerns regarding the dress code. Let me assure you that black would look simply charming on you, dear. My gratitude goes out to you for your flattering assertion that I would make a fine ruler of Kalima. What a shame that the former ruler has lost all interest in his homeland. I cannot blame him, however. The change struck him quite hard. To answer your earlier question, yes, I have acquired a nightingale. They are most uncommon in this region, and yes, I am quite sure that it is the final ingredient required to complete my youth potion. As much as I would like to share it with you, I'm afraid that a single nightingale will provide only enough solution for one person. In any event, I shall, of course, pay you a visit the moment the youth potion takes effect. H. I wonder who that could be and what it could be about. Now, there are some things down here, none of which we want to get our hands too dirty with, except for this carpet over here. Let's look at it first.
You see a colorful, rolled-up carpet.
Let's take that for no particular reason.
As you pick up the carpet, you notice a small label which reads, Property of Al Din. There might be a faded letter or two in there, but you cannot be sure. Above you, from the back room, you discern Angelina's voice.
I did it! I did it! The youth potion is finally finished. All I need to do now is drink it.
Angelina, show yourself, you scurvy wench.
Hagatha? My dear! What an unexpected surprise!
Don't you play the fool with me. I know you stole it.
Stole? Really, I do not know.
Silence. For your lies and deceit, there can be only one consequence.
No, please. I can explain.
I said silence. Oh, and one more thing.
Earthquake of a curse, suppose?
Your invitation to join us is revoked. What is this? Ah, the youth potion at last. Oh no! Drat! Now what was that spell for removing floorboards? Curses! I shall have to go back and look it up.
Well, I don't think we're going to see any Angelina anymore, but let's pick up this potion.
You fish around in the pile of down and successfully retrieve the youth potion.
For the record, you can take the potion, at which time you turn into a baby and lose the game, but you can take it. Let's get out of here before Hagatha comes back.
Cautiously, you open the trapdoor ever so slightly and peer into the room above. Hagatha is nowhere to be seen. You make your exit from the basement.
I don't think we have to, but we can close the trapdoor. Graham will do it automatically, I think, if we don't.
You flick the latch. The trapdoor closes and conceals itself into the floorboards once more.
And then let's depart. And so we will pretty much end things here. I'm just going to walk down to where we'll be able to start our next video. So hopefully you enjoyed things there. When Graham gets settled over here, we'll end things, and when we come back, it'll be time to chase down the next gem. But till then, see you.